You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Today on our special interview segment, we're going to be taking a look at conflict resolution or mediation in the City of Lagos. And so today we're going to be having a special focus on the Citizens Mediation Center. And we've got the director of the center, Mrs. Abiola Oseni, on the City of Lagos TV show. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, what is actually the vision, mission, and mandate, and how strategic is the center in line with the themes agenda of Mr. Governor?
Vision for the CMC is to be the most efficient and effective dispute resolution center in Lagos State and Nigeria in general, through the promotion of effective means of accessibility to justice by the indigent members of the society. So our mission is to serve as a non-adversarial dispute resolution center through the use of all mediation processes, dispensing justice, fairness, speedily and without discrimination, fear or favor between the disputing residents of Lagos State, irrespective of tribe, race or religion. Our mandate basically is to resolve disputes, settle disputes amicably between indigents of Lagos State and Lagos residents in general. The center falls within the security and governance pillar of the themes of Mr. Governor. And basically, if we're talking security, we're talking peace. People must live in peace with one another. No rancor, no wars. Disputes should be resolved amicably. That's our mandate, and that's what we're doing effectively.
How long have you been the director of this center, and what has been the major significant achievements, operations, activities, and challenges of the center?
I came on board May 2020, and that was the height of the pandemic. We kept on resolving disputes. We took to doing online resolution. We called both parties to resolve these disputes. More often than not, they were indigent people. So we had to keep calling, using our own resources, because this service is free at no cost to the indigents in Lagos, ensuring at all times that there was peace in Lagos. From Ikorodu to Epe to Ibejuleki, Shomolu, all the way to Amukoko, Ojokoro, everywhere we had our centers, we were working. I would say 60% of our cases are landlord-tenant cases, employer-employee disputes, family disputes including marital disputes, child custody, property inheritance, land disputes, monetary claims, a little bit of commercial disputes, and then local disputes. Some people have disputes bordering on the discos, giving some people electricity and not getting to them, and them promising each other, and we've been able to resolve such. Commercial disputes, we have places like Bank of Industry coming in with a long list of people who owe them, but a Greek bank also, they've come here with the long list of people who owe them, and they've been able to map out payment strategies, and they're actually paying. Average mediator here, more often than not, in the center we're lawyers. But of course, we have non-lawyer mediators who also have trained themselves one way or the other with ICMC, CEDA training, so many mediation trainings. And thanks to Lagos State, and we've been able to do quite a lot. Mediation basically is party-driven. So if one person complains and the other party doesn't come, you can force them. Both of them must agree first before we come to mediation. So the major challenge we have is when we invite people and they do not come, we can't force them. It's a big challenge because the other party is so enthusiastic, he's brought in the matter and is actually waiting, he's anticipating that the other party would come and this matter would be resolved. And at the end of the day, the person doesn't show up. When a matter gets up to mediation, the parties end up signing a memorandum of understanding. When that memorandum of understanding is signed, then everybody goes back home until there's a breach. The tenant is supposed to leave on the 30th of September, for example, and he's not leaving. By the first week of October, the landlord is here. See, my tenant has refused to go. So we call him up. Why are you not leaving? But you've signed this document. Yes. So the landlord insists he wants to enforce the MOU. We have an enforcement unit that does that. And all they do is they file a 7 days notice. That's what our law allows us to do. There's a 7-day notice that is filed. And when that is filed, they now take it to court. We use the multi-door courts for enforcement. There, we now take it before an ADR judge who listens to both parties. Not like a normal court session, but all they go there to do is to ensure that that memorandum of understanding becomes consent judgment and is enforced.
The 21st of September was marked as the International Peace Day. Yeah. The center was actually fully involved. Share with us what transpired on that day.
It's a day that we at the center celebrates the International Day of Peace. And this is done in conjunction with the United Nations. Early in the morning of the 21st, the United Nations Secretary General sent in a rep here, Mr. Shuremeko, and he came in and he delivered the speech of the Secretary of the United Nations. And that's how we took off, like a mini press conference. And then from there, we went into town through Ikeja to Agege for our sensitization and advocacy. And I tell you, it was a story of success. The theme was recovering better for an equitable and sustainable world, basically recovering from the pandemic. That's like healing. Basically, that was it. Our major ministry, the Ministry of Justice, the Citizens' Rights Directorate, we also work with the Administrator General and Public Trustee, and we also worked with the Domestic and Sexual Violence team as well. In Lagos, we have 17 units and also the head office, that's 18 units, which cuts across various local governments in Lagos. We have the Agege local government, have a unit at Lekki, one at Ekpe. We have Alimosho, Ojokoro, Bariga, Oshodi, and quite a number of other units.
On a final note, what is the future prospect of the center? And what's your message to Lagosians?
In the nearest future, we're hoping to have more centers, especially in high-density areas of Lagos. We want to move to Mushin. We want to move to Surulere and actually make our presence felt, because we have a lot of people coming from those areas here to the head office. Our message is this, that peace should be given a chance at all times. We should mediate. We should jaw instead of war.
Well, that's it on the City of Lagos TV show for now. The program will continue in a moment. Stay tuned.